Beautiful MMA fans, let's talk about and let's break down Khamzat Chimaev's historic and dominant performance over the pride of South Africa, the forever tough and forever game, Dricus Du Plessis. If there's one sentence to describe what Khamzat Chimaev did this past Saturday, it's simple. The man absolutely wiped the floor with Dricus Du Plessis. And to be honest, it was shocking. Yes, I picked Khamzat Chimaev. Most of us did pick Khamzat Chimaev. Well, I can't say most of us. I can't say most of us. I saw a clip on YouTube of all the champions actually picking Dricus Du Plessis. Like all of them, like Adesanya, Whitaker, I believe, Volkanovski, Bisping, I mean all the legends and all the big names, they all picked Dricus. But not me. We picked Khamzat Chimaev over here for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you actually think about it. Let's talk about first the lead up to the fight. If you actually think about it, the history of the middleweight division is filled with nothing but strikers. 99% of the fighters who entered the middleweight division since the beginning of its launch, they've all been strikers. Since the Anderson days, the Kung Lee days, Bisping, I mean, every single legend and big name that you can think of, they were all strikers mostly. Yes, of course, they could wrestle. But what I'm talking about, their core, their essence, they are strikers, boxers, kickboxers, Muay Thai guys. So, when Dricus became a champion, I mean, if you actually look at his rise, the man beat Brad Tavares, striker, Derek Brunson. Yes, the man is a wrestler, but the man stands and bangs with everyone, and that is why he kept getting knocked out throughout his career. Darren Till, striker, Robert Whitaker, striker, Adesanya, striker, Sean Strickland, striker. Anyone and everyone, most of them in our era, they are all strikers, and that is why when Bo Nickel actually entered the middleweight division, a lot of people said that this man is the future. And even though I never really bought that for 1 second, but I understood where they were coming from, because the man is a wrestler. So when you put an elite grappler in front of all these strikers, yes, they all have good takedown defense, yes, but ladies and gentlemen, there's levels to this game. And if you actually think about it, I mean, the levels are endless. Because every time you get someone dominant like Dricus Du Plessis, I mean, no one really thought that he was going to get dominated. Yes, I did pick Khamzat to dominate him. But for the most part, I mean, I don't think many people picked Khamzat to dominate him. But, getting back to our point, so leading up to the fight, in the first place, when I looked at both men's styles and resumes, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Can Dricus win? Of course, can he land a punch? Can he land a kick? Anything can happen in a fight. But I'm talking about for the most part. If they fought 10 times, 8 or 9 times out of 10, at least, Khamzat Chimaev would absolutely ragdoll Dricus Du Plessis. Why? Because not only is Dricus, I mean, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Dricus Du Plessis was a kickboxer. He didn't even start his career as an MMA fighter. I mean, yes, in the lead up, they said that his first sport was judo and wrestling and this and that, but that doesn't matter. I mean, I can bring you someone who started their career as a Muay Thai fighter, but then they dedicated most of their life to judo. Of course, they're going to be better at judo, even though they started in Muay Thai. But that doesn't really matter though. What matters is the hours that you put in. And no one in this game, or in the middleweight division, in the history of the middleweight division, has put more hours, when you're talking about the mat time, more than Khamzat Chimaev. And that is the simple truth, ladies and gentlemen. No one, you can't find me anyone in the history of the middleweight division who has put more hours into their wrestling and grappling exchanges more than Khamzat Chimaev. It is an absolute no-brainer. So when you put him up against a dominant champion, Yes, a powerful guy. Yes, a big guy. But a striker at heart and in his core, in his essence, you already know what you're gonna get. And if they, I mean, the performance was, in my opinion, fascinating. I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Not because the fight was an absolute shootout, but because of the greatness that we were watching. I mean, even though I picked Khamzat Chimaev, but never would I have ever thought that the man would absolutely dominate Dricus Du Plessis for 25 minutes. I mean, after nearly 20 minutes in the fight, Dricus landed 2 punches. How crazy is that? I mean, they say that Khamzat landed nearly 600 punches and Dricus landed nearly 40. But if you're talking about the 40 punches, they were probably landed in the last couple of minutes of the fight. But this was another X factor, ladies and gentlemen. The gas tank of Khamzat Chimaev. Most people said coming into this fight that Khamzat Chimaev will gas. But what did I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, leading up to this fight? I posted a video I titled the video, Khamzat Chimaev's secret weapon for the Dricus Du Plessis fight. And what was his secret weapon? The conditioning coach, Sam Calvita. Sam Calvita comes from the cycling world. And when you talk about the world of cycling, it is not about strength. It is not about anything except cardio. Cardio over cardio. And that is what Khamzat Chimaev did leading up to his fight. He worked with Sam Calvita, him and Arman Sarukian and our fallen soldier, Aaron Pico. I love Aaron Pico. I'm so sad. I'm so sad for Aaron Pico. But nonetheless, let's get back to Khamzat Chimaev. The man's conditioning was top notch. And if you actually think about it, his demeanor throughout fight week. And let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you a point that no one has talked about, and probably no one will talk about. The pressure that Khamzat Chimaev was carrying heading into this fight was enormous. Khamzat Chimaev was carrying the pressure literally of the world on his shoulders and back. Pressure from the company for him to become a superstar. Pressure from his leader, Ramzan Kadyrov. Pressure from Russia. Pressure from our beautiful country, the UAE, Abu Dhabi. I mean, that is why the man was draped in the UAE flag. I mean, there was and pressure from all the Muslims around the world. The man had so much on his mind and on his back. The amount of pressure, 99.9% of all fighters would have folded, ladies and gentlemen, under this type of pressure. But what did Khamzat do? He put on the most dominant performance in the history of the middleweight division. He broke nearly every single championship middleweight record in one fight. That is how you know how great Khamzat Chimaev is. This wasn't just a normal championship fight. This was what you call a do or die, a high pressure moment, I mean, my goodness. You can only imagine what was going on through the man's head leading up to this fight, especially on fight week, especially on fight day. Those hours leading up to the fight, I mean, Dricus had nothing to lose, you know. He was the champion and he was the underdog. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to just prove the world wrong. But Khamzat was like, I have to prove the world right. You know, for the last 5 years, every single person who's talking about me, they've been saying that I am this, I am that, I am the future, I am the pound for pound chosen one. And he delivered. And he delivered. And if you actually think about it, Khamzat has put on his best performances not in the States, here in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi. That's where the man has built his entire reputation and legacy and career. The man is absolutely dominant and untouchable here, on this soil. But it was his first time in Chicago. Probably the third time of his life fighting in the States, which is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. And the man did his camp in not just one place. The man moved his camp a couple of times. Yes, he finished the camp in California, but you gotta give it to him. The man fought through hell and back to get here. The man was just about to retire. The man retired actually a couple of years ago with this sickness, and you felt like the evil eye was on Khamzat Chimaev. That's what I actually told my brother a few months ago, and he agreed with me. He was like, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. I mean, the man was so untouchable, and all of a sudden the man couldn't get healthy. So what Khamzat Chimaev did was truly spectacular and phenomenal in every single aspect of martial arts, and most importantly, life. And that is why I believe that the man is about to become, I mean, he's already a superstar, he's already a giant when you talk about the stars in sports, not just combat sports. But I believe that the future is brighter than ever for Khamzat Chimaev. Yes, the man has been perfect so far, but I believe we're about to see the next chapter from Khamzat, which will be the best one yet, God willing. What an unbelievable champion, what an unbelievable role model for all the Muslims, and just simply for all the young men around the world. I mean, hard work, dedication. The man he stands with the truth, with what's right, if you know what I mean. I can't really say the word anymore because the algorithm of YouTube pushes my videos back. But what an unbelievable human Khamzat Chimaev is, and I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for this incredible champion, but most importantly, incredible human being.